horses? Clothes looking like that? I'm definitely not in modern times now.
I've travelled to a special Victorian town
To find out a little bit more about Halloween traditions. Ah, right. That's better.
First up, I want to find out what some special Victorian cakes have to do with trick-or-treating.
So, we're here in a Victorian bakery where they're making some very special cakes. Joe, you're the baker in here. What are these?
So these are traditionally known as soul cakes. They're a cross between a biscuit and a scone, so not really a cake.
So what makes them quite important to Halloween?
Traditionally, a procession of adults and children would call at the door, and in exchange for a soul cake, give a prayer or a song.
And do you think that this is how trick-or-treating maybe started?
It's probably an English tradition that's carried on, but obviously now modern times they exchange sweets instead of biscuits.
I tell you what, Joe, these look good to me, so I'm just going to take them with me. All right?
Next up, why do we wear costumes?
Hugh, the most exciting thing for me about Halloween is dressing up. I love it. And right now we're outside a Victorian dress shop. It's looking very nice. What I'd like to know is how did dressing up start in the Victorian times?
Well, it starts much earlier than that. The festival of Halloween, we think, has its roots in the Celtic festival Samhain. That's their winter festival. But by the 16th century, we've got accounts of people dressing up and going from door to door, reciting poems, singing songs in return for food and cakes like soul cakes.
So really, it's really similar to the trick-or-treating that the young kids of today go
It's
to?
exactly the same, yeah.
Right, so we've been trick-or-treating and dressing up for a long time. But what about carving pumpkins?
Okay, well Hugh, I've got my Halloween sorted because I've got my pumpkin looking pretty good, eh?
It is looking very good. Unfortunately, as we're in Victorian times, we wouldn't be using pumpkins. Instead, you'd have something like this, a swede or a turnip.
Wow, so why do we use pumpkins now then?
Well, it's a tradition that caught on in the 20th century and it came over from America. They're bigger, they're easier to carve, they're a bit more colourful, and that's why they caught on.
Oh well, so in Victorian times, no pumpkins, but I'm still quite happy with mine. Happy Halloween!